Let's just be honest for a second. If you work in project planning, scheduling, or construction management, you've almost certainly messed around with AI by now. And if we're being really honest, you probably figured out pretty quickly that just throwing generic prompts at it usually gives you, well, generic, surface-level fluff in return. It's not super helpful. But today we're diving into this explainer to completely change that. We're going to master project controls using the Technic Planner Prompt Pack. This is a highly specific, totally dialed-in framework designed to literally transform a standard AI into a specialized project controls powerhouse, ensuring your schedule's integrity and uncovering all those hidden risks.
So meet your new expert guide in all this, the Technic Planner. Now, whether you're managing a deep underground mining site or building a massive billion-dollar stadium, this persona is your ultimate augmented planner. And I want to be really clear here. The goal is absolutely not to replace your hard-earned expertise with some algorithm. No way. It's about combining the AI's insane ability to crunch massive data sets in seconds with your seasoned human professional judgment.
Okay, here's our game plan for today's session. We'll start with the 5-step AI workflow, then jump into validating your baseline, uncovering hidden delays, handling recovery and reporting, and finally, what it really means to be an augmented planner.
Starting with Section 1, the 5-step AI workflow. This is all about moving from generic chats to structured planning intelligence. Before we even touch the specific prompts, we have to lock down the exact procedure that actually makes your AI outputs trustworthy.
Right, so this 5-step workflow is absolutely crucial. You can't just type a quick question into the AI and hope for the best. First, you export your schedule data to Excel. That way the AI can actually read it cleanly. Second, you upload that file along with any context, like a risk register or your previous updates. Third, you copy and paste one targeted prompt from our pack. Fourth, and listen, this is the most important part of the whole shebang. You apply your human professional judgment. And finally, step 5, you refine and iterate. You've got to treat the AI almost like an eager junior analyst. You challenge its findings, you ask follow-up questions, and you keep digging until you hit the truth.
Moving to Section 2, validating the baseline. We're looking at governance, critical paths, and true progress. Because let's face it, if your foundation is shaky, any predictive analysis you try to do later is completely useless.
This really shows our whole input to analysis to outcome flow perfectly. Take prompts 7 and 3 from the pack. Prompt 7 is your schedule governance review. Think of it as a tireless, automated auditor that runs a massive health check to catch poor logic, open ends, or artificial constraints. Then you've got prompt 3, the contractor update validation. Instead of you sitting there manually hunting through thousands of lines of data at 2 a.m., this prompt instantly compares new updates against the client master schedule. It flags unauthorized logic changes, sneaky added tasks, or bloated durations before you even start your real analysis. Which brings us to prompt 1. Challenge the critical path. Now, your software might spit out something like an access road as the critical path, just because of some artificial constraint a contractor left in the model. But if you blindly accept that, you are literally chasing the wrong priorities. The AI cuts right through the noise in the float manipulation. It independently reconstructs the logic to show you the actual true driving path, like a critical pipeline installation to hydro test.
And you've got to love how Prompt 2 handles successor-led validation. Say a task, like installing a cable tray, gets reported as 90% complete. I mean, that sounds awesome for the weekly executive report, right? But the prompt ignores that optimistic fluff. It ruthlessly focuses on handoffs. It asks the tough question, can the next discipline actually get to work? Because the reality is, if there are missing supports, the successor cannot start. It's all about practical handover readiness, not just checking a box to say you're mostly done.
Section 3. Uncovering hidden delays, predicting the future before your milestones actually slip. Let's pivot from just verifying the past to uncovering the risks that are hiding just out of sight.
Imagine digging deep into your project data, almost like you're exploring down in a mine shaft. That's prompt 10. It is your hidden delay detector. This prompt operates under the very safe assumption that delay risks are probably being understated. It specifically targets and challenges schedule optimism bias. It looks at how fast you're burning through float, and it highlights risks that human planners might be completely overlooking. It literally finds the problems before they ever have a chance to show up on your standard reports.
To actually find those hidden delays, we also lean heavily on prompts 5 and 4. You know how so many projects keep their risk registers totally siloed away from the actual schedule? Well, prompt 5, the risk to schedule engine, completely bridges that gap. It maps specific risks directly to tasks to show you your real milestone exposure. And then Prompt 4, Predictive Indicators, compares your updates over time to catch those early warning signals of slippage way before they become full-blown crises.
Think about how these predictive indicators actually play out in practice. Let's say in your first update, you've got 5 late starts. Okay, not great, but manageable. Then update 2, it jumps to 12. Update 3, it hits 19 late starts. Now, your final project completion date might not have moved an inch yet because Float is absorbing all that impact. But this prompt detects that deteriorating performance trend long before the final milestone actually slips, giving you the time you need to actually do something about it.
Section 4. Recovery and Reporting. Fixing the schedule and communicating up. So what happens when we pull all this data and discover, yep, we are officially behind schedule? How do we fix it? And how do we tell the boss?
Well, when management inevitably demands acceleration, you definitely don't want to just start throwing money and manpower at the problem blindly. Prompt 6 helps you run a virtual schedule recovery workshop. It takes your delayed schedule and evaluates a bunch of different recovery methods before you commit a single expensive resource out in the field.
It's brilliant. The AI quickly generates comparison scenarios so you can instantly weigh the trade-offs. It might say, hey, scenario A gives us 7 days back with medium risk just by optimizing logic. Or scenario B uses an extra crew to gain 10 days with low risk. Or even scenario C moves us to a 7-day calendar for a massive 14-day gain. But heads up, the risk of burnout is incredibly high. The AI does all the heavy mathematical lifting, letting you make a smart, strategic recommendation.
Once you've got that path forward, you have to communicate it. Prompt 8 is a lifesaver here. It translates your dense, highly technical planner data into crisp management language. It literally saves you hours by producing a 300-word executive summary. It leads with a bluff, bottom line up front, and focuses strictly on what the executives actually care about: current status, the largest risks, the key decisions they need to make right now, and an overall confidence rating.
And for your formal deep dive monthly reporting, that's Prompt 9, the ultimate schedule narrative generator. It synthesizes all your data and drafts a comprehensive narrative that perfectly aligns with standard project controls governance. It covers everything from baseline variance to your 4-week look ahead. It drafts all that heavy text so you can just review, refine, and hit publish in a fraction of the time it used to take.
Section 5. The Augmented Planner. Combining AI speed with human expertise. Let's look at how all of this fundamentally changes what you do every day.
I want to bring it back to step 4 of our workflow for a second. Apply professional judgment. AI is a mind-blowing analysis assistant, but at the end of the day, you are the planner. The true magic, the real insights, only happen when you filter the AI's rapid data processing through your deep, hard-earned knowledge of site realities, construction methodology, and those tricky contract requirements.
This entire 10-prompt pack is built to be your ultimate force multiplier. It liberates you from that tedious late-night manual data crunching, hunting for open ends or trying to compare thousands of rows of contractor updates. It takes that off your plate so you can finally focus your energy on high-level strategy and real constructability.
So, I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to stop accepting generic AI fluff and start leading your projects as a true augmented planner? Download the framework, apply this 5-step workflow to your very next schedule update, and ask yourself, what hidden truths is your schedule desperately trying to tell you?